What is your personal and professional background?
My name is Richard Frazier, running for Wayne County Commissioner. I am a lifetime resident of Wayne County, born and raised in Wooster. I live in Fredericksburg currently. I have for the last 19 years with my wife and my 3 youngest children, and just very thankful to have the opportunity to be here. I was able to kind of pull myself up from my bootstraps when I was younger. Went through some tough times in my life and had a lot of very good people here help me out. And so I've been on a mission ever since to help this county. I went to Malone University, graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Business Management. And then I'm currently a lead pastor at Daybreak Community Church, and I'm executive director of the Wooster Hope Center. The Wooster Hope Center was formed to give back to the community, help with basic needs with people in this county. We started 11 years ago. I had no idea, absolutely no idea it would get as big as it's gotten today. We are the largest food pantry in Wayne County, and we are the top 5 largest in the state of Ohio. And so it's truly a testament to what God can do when He brings people together to work together. Like I said, my mission started a long time ago, so I am just giving back. Personally, that's my experience. Professionally, overseeing the Hope Center, we started with 6 people and a $1,000 budget. We now have over 1,000 different volunteers and $300,000 budget, in which we receive no federal or state funding for. It is all funded organically by the people of Wayne County, the businesses, the churches, every day, Joe Smith and Jane Smith, everybody. It is truly amazing what can be done if we just take the politics out of things and work together. And that is why I feel called to do more with the gifts that God has given me and the opportunities I have and the relationships that I've developed throughout this county.
What made you seek candidacy for the Republican nominee for Wayne County Commissioner?
Well, and I started to answer, that's why I backed off that last question, because I started to answer that question. So when I started with the Wooster Hope Center and we started growing and started working with so many people, I saw how pure this was. And don't get me wrong, this isn't a pat on my back to myself. If I'm patting anybody on the back, it's everybody else that's working with the Hope Center, because seriously, I'm just one person. It is amazing the amount of people that work together to make this happen. And so during that time, I was able to network, coordinate, oversee, be financially responsible, and I had to learn how to be very conservative with the finances, because when you're running a nonprofit that is not receiving any federal or state money, you have to be very, as I say, frugal, as my wife has told me, cheap. But I like the word frugal. I believe it's important to be conservative when it comes to the finances. I believe that we need to be good stewards of the money. And so while I was there and we're growing, I started thinking, man, I want to do more to help this county. I volunteered at the Hope Center 30 to 35 hours a week for the last decade, given of my time to give back. I have turned down jobs that would have taken me away from that, not because I'm crazy or a martyr. I did it because I really, truly care about the people in this county. And so I wanted to continue, and I really felt that God was calling me to continue doing what I was doing. And so I, myself, really felt that if I could take everything that we've done and take it to another level and leave the politics out of it and really truly try to bring people together to work together, not just because it's a Republican thing or a Democrat thing, but because it's a humankind thing. That's what we need to do. We need to truly work together. It doesn't mean I'm always going to agree with everybody that we work with. I don't now. People that are married know that you don't always agree, even with your spouse. Actually, the good communication within that relationship is what keeps the marriage fresh and new. And so, to me, I want to take this plan and I want to take it to the county level, and I want to be able to communicate better. I want to keep an open door policy. I want to see what we can do if we truly get down to the bottom of things and work on them instead of just relying on politicians and promises.
What do you feel are the most pressing issues in Wayne County?
Another good question. So I can tell you that I've spoke with a lot of people in the last 7 weeks. I have gone all over this county and I've spoke with different people, different everyday people to people that are head of companies to unemployed people. I have spoke to so many different people. And I can tell you on the surface, a lot of people say the same thing. On the surface, the problem is drug use, drug overdose, and homelessness are probably the two biggest issues that I hear from on the surface. And I got to say, I see that too. I've lived here my entire life. I can tell you that there's been an increase no matter what numbers say. We didn't used to have people living on the street, on the sidewalks or on the steps of churches. And we can do better than that. I believe that we can do a lot better than giving them a step to live on. I believe there's a lot of issues that lead to homelessness. I believe a lot goes back to mental illness and narcotics. Some say, well, did the mental illness come first or the narcotics? Well, at the end of the day, they're both issues that we need to work on and address. And there are a lot of good organizations that are doing that. So please, I'm not saying it's not being done. It's just we need to do better. And we need to figure out a way to do better and not just say, oh, I know it's a problem, but we'll never be able to solve it. We can. We can take care of the issue if we work together. That means all of us working together, no matter what side you're on, no matter left, right, Republican, Democrat, conservative, liberal. We can work together to make this a better place. And so you got the homeless issue, you got narcotics. I had a firefighter share with me that he had to give Narcan to the same person 3 times within 2 days to save this person's life. We got to do more than just saving their life and then letting them go back out to do it all over. We got to figure out a way to get to the heart of the problem. And the heart of that problem, a lot of it's about relationships. And we need to work on these relationships. We need to figure out ways to open up and be able to communicate more with everyday people. I found that when you are involved with the Hope Center, for example, your whole world revolves around food. And then you start thinking about food and feeding. When you're in politics, the whole world revolves around politics and maybe how you're going to get your next vote or whatever it may be. The problem is that everyone, whatever their specialty is what they are focusing on. If we could take all those different focuses and bring them together and work together, we can solve a lot of the problems without extra government support, and I'm not anti-government. I'm a proponent of small government. And so I want to see more of that here. But that's just the surface stuff. The below the surface that a lot of people, everyday people don't know about is things like the county jail. That's been a big issue. 4 years ago, they tried to put a tax increase on to help with the jail. And the community spoke and it got voted down, thankfully. We need to do better than just throwing something on a ballot and hoping to get taxes increased. We need to figure out a way to solve problems instead of just increasing taxes. And just because a tax doesn't increase doesn't mean it gives you the right to go and raise fees just to offset the taxes that you're not getting now. And that's what's happening. There's fees being raised that a lot of people don't know about. I mean, and they're not hiding it. It's just we all live in our own worlds. And so there's fees being raised that is really adding to that tax that they did not get. So they're finding other ways to fund it. The thing is that I want us to communicate better. I want us from the county level, I want us to communicate better. I want us to sit down and really have a real conversation about why this is happening, why we need the jail, why. Now, don't get me wrong, We definitely need something better than what we got. There's no doubt about that. And I'm really looking forward to being in there and being part of the solution. I was always told you can either be part of the solution or part of the problem. I choose to be part of the solution, and that's why I'm running for county commissioner.
Is there anything else you would like to share with the residents of Wayne County?
I believe that I have the fiscal experience, the leadership experience, the compassion to lead this county. I believe that I can work with anyone, and I believe that I work very hard. And you can ask anybody I've worked with. But here's ultimately, I don't want you to vote for me because I said something you liked today. I want you to vote for me because of what I've done. Go back, look at what I've done. Don't listen to a person and say, this is what I promise. Look at what they've done. If you believe in what they've done, then vote for them. If you like what I've done the last 10 to 20 years in this county, Google my name, look up in the paper, wherever you can find it, give you free access to everything. You'll probably find some good and bad. But I want to tell you right now that if you feel that I've done enough to help this county and that I would be very appropriate for the position of commissioner, vote for me then, not because I made a promise to you. I'm tired of promises. I'm tired of empty promises and political campaigns. I'm not a politician. I am a person that cares about this county. I'm a person that cares about people. Doesn't matter what race, doesn't matter what denomination. It doesn't matter. If you're a person, I got to watch that too. I guess the animal lovers may get a little upset with that, but you know what I'm saying. I want to help where I can. I want to work with who I can, and together, let's make a difference.
What is your personal and professional background?
My personal and professional background is I was born in Wooster Community Hospital back in 1980. I was raised in the Kidron area on the family farm, but very quickly into my life, my father made a decision to go ahead and become an automotive diesel repairman, and opened up his own business. And so since that time, I've kind of had followed down those footsteps of being a automotive diesel tech. So when I got into high school, I was at Dalton Local Schools, transitioned to Central Christian, and started my path that way. And I found out about the Career Center in Smithville. And so my junior and senior year, I attended the Ag Mechanics program and learned about ag mechanics. And the reason I chose that one was because they did diesel, they did ag, and they did gas engines, which was great for me. Graduated and went off to college right off the bat. So I graduated in May and started in June at UNO over in Lima, Ohio. And that was a trade school for 2 years, again, automotive diesel mechanic. And I thought that's where my life was going to go. Came home, became part of the family business at H&H Service in Kidron, and did that for, let's see here, almost 12 years. I also started volunteering at the local fire department where my dad was a volunteer fireman. And I really started enjoying that part of public service. And when I turned 32 years old, I changed my occupation from the family business to a firefighter paramedic over in Stark County. And I've been doing that since 2012. I also got tapped on my shoulder to consider public service here in 2017. I ran for township trustee in Sugar Creek Township, and I was elected my first term. Just finished up the first term in my currently second term as a township trustee, and that's kind of my professional that I have for a background. Personally, I married my wife, Laura Hofstetter. She was born and raised in the Dalton-Kidron area as well. We were married in 2002. We have 5 girls, and again, still live in the Kidron-Dalton area. Our kids are going to the Dalton Local School District, and we enjoy that area. Our family's there, and that's the reason why we're raising our family. So it's a little bit about me.
What made you seek candidacy for the Republican nominee for Wayne County Commissioner?
The reason I ran for Wayne County Commissioner is, as I'm looking at our county government and looking at the county commissioners, Becky is not rerunning. She served a term, and I want to thank her for that. The 2 other commissioners have been there for a while, And I see that as a good thing. They have provided years of service to us, but there will be a transition happening at some point, and I want to be part of that transition. They have a lot of years of experience that need to be passed on to the next generation, and that's another reason why I want to be there. I want to learn from them, why did they make their decisions, what information did they have, what did they see as the future for Wayne County, and help build that history and that perspective as I move forward. I ran underneath the Republican ticket because that's where my values typically align with. I am 41 years old, almost 42, and I'm still learning about politics, and I'm still forming my opinions, and as I get older, I understand the importance of these and how they influence the community and respecting our area as well, which typically tends to be a Republican area and be a conservative thought. You know, I come from the Downton area, which is a conservative mindset for our community. So that's the reason I ran on the Republican ticket, and I'm running because I want to be part of the future, and I want to be part of the next generation of leaders in Wayne County.
What do you feel are the most pressing issues in Wayne County?
As I just mentioned, I believe that the transition that we're going to go through here in the next few years with our county leaders and even some of the cities and villages, we're seeing an older generation. They have served their time, they have done us well. The next generation needs to come in and step up to the plate and start taking the reins and learning from them. And to me, that could be a good thing, and that can be a problem if you don't have the right mindset coming into it. And the reason I'm identifying that as an issue is transitions can go very smoothly, they can go very roughly. And at Sugar Creek Township, when I came in, the only trustee that had more experience than me was only by 2 months. Our board was completely replaced. We lost so much history, and it was over a conflict over fire departments. But there's more to townships than just fire departments. Obviously, we take care of roads, we also have a cemetery, we have capital improvement, and just the knowledge of the community and how it's been growing over decades. I do not want to see that happen to the county. The loss of that knowledge and that perspective is a huge asset as we move forward. It's something to build off of and base our future off of. So as we're moving forward, I definitely want to have that ability to be working with 2 seasoned veterans and provide and take those reins and hopefully not make any mistakes, because that history will help guide us in the future too as well. So thank you.
Is there anything else you would like to share with the residents of Wayne County?
I'm a hardworking individual. I think if you ask Sugar Creek Township residents, they will all tell you that I rolled my sleeves up. I've taken classes at the Ohio Township Association, and that was out of necessity. I came into a situation where no one had seniority and that guidance, and so I took classes and prepared myself to be a better trustee and to involve the community. And the Township Association in Columbus really helped form me as a public servant, being on the elected side. I've been a public servant as far as a fireman goes and dealing with emergencies and 911 calls, but being on the elected side, being a government leader, is a different type of public service. And so I've educated myself and taken specific classes for being a public servant. My passion is to be a better public servant. I want to be one that respects the citizens and the community. I love the fact that we got a good board down in Sugar Creek Township. In 2020, we had another new trustee join us, and that was the glue that we needed. And understand the dynamics of a team. All 3 of us trustees have different backgrounds, and that really helped bring in different perspectives to the table. And we all had that same desire to serve the community, and we end up using the community to be the ones that gave us the decision on how to move forward with 2 separate fire districts. So I have the background, I have some knowledge, and I have a strong passion to keep on learning and go to the County Commissioners Association and learn from them and keep networking with Columbus and keep working hard for the residents of Wayne County. I think at the end of the day, my core value of being an elected official is the citizens don't serve me. I serve the citizens of Wayne County, and I will do the best for all the citizens of Wayne County at the end of the day. And my time at Sugar Creek reflects this passion. Thank you.